Welcome to the new little thing that Matchroom Pool are giving all your pool fans here. It's the Mosconi Cup Watchalong. Delighted to have four-time Mosconi Cup player Jayson Eagle Eye Shaw watching what he's picked to be one of his favourite matches in the Mosconi Cup, Jayson.
Yeah, obviously, the day before he beat me 5-0. And I took a lot of stick that night on the internet, so I made sure to tuck it to him the next day.
Yeah. I mean, obviously we're going to get to see, but I remember, I was there watching this match live in the arena, and you was really pumped up for this match. And the night before, as you said, you lost 5-0, but you didn't really do much wrong, did you? It was just kind of one of them games.
When I look at that match back now, I say to myself, I didn't really do much wrong. I lose 5-0, I break and come up dry twice, and he breaks and runs a couple of times, and then supers me, and that's it. It's over real quick.
Yeah, and obviously USA are leading 3-2, so it's a big point, and this was the fans' pick as well. So obviously, the fans want to see Shane van Boening. He usually gets that pick, and obviously yourself. So there's a bit of added pressure with that, I would imagine.
Yeah, there was. I'm just thinking to myself, okay, just stay focused. I knew I had a feeling that was going to be the match of the next day. It was the first match.
Yeah.
So I beat 5-0 and I'm going to bed and I'm thinking, I'm going to be playing him tomorrow again. Right, get yourself as pumped up as you can, you know what I mean? It was weird, like you said, I didn't do much wrong, so I kind of didn't have a lot to dwell on. It was more just about getting myself up for that match.
Yeah, and that's the thing. I think that's the thing. You can play a match. I mean, obviously it's a short race, as you know, and you can lose a match, and it's a talking point. But no one really talks about how you've lost or won the match, do they? It's just you got beat the night before. So even though you feel like, well, I didn't really do much wrong, there's still that little bit of pressure. There you see, you're getting pumped up there, getting the crowd going, pal.
Yeah, just getting my adrenaline basically out me, by just kind of doing that. Just trying to feel more relaxed by the time I'm on the shot instead of having all that built up inside me.
Yeah, obviously this is 2018. In last year's Cup, do you feel like you went about it the same way, or obviously?
No, I tried to approach it in a different way. Trying to just stay more composed instead of maybe kind of getting myself, getting my body all anxious, and then by the time I get to a couple of shots, I'm not quite composed. So I tried to make it a few different ways this time.
I think the thing is with the Mosconi is obviously it's the only event we really play in pool where it's a proper packed out arena and everyone's very vocal. And over the years I've heard people say, the players, they're a bit over the top, they're acting and stuff like this, but I think it's one of them things, unless you've played in it and been involved in it, you don't really, there is a little bit of acting, of course there's a bit of showmanship and stuff like that, but yourself, unless you've played in it, it's such a surreal feeling, isn't it?
It's mad. It's the most craziest feeling you've ever felt in your life. You're standing up the top of those stairs and everybody's just screaming. You look over one side, it's all red, and you look over the other side, it's all blue. And then you walk down and you get in your side and everybody's cheering you, and then you get in the arena and you're like, geez, this is nuts. It's just, you don't think like that in any other tournament.
No, you don't. And I remember, obviously you'll have had this people ask you about it and things like that. But the thing is with me is I always felt like, when you go out in the arena, the adrenaline kicks in. But I always felt like when the team met up, you meet up a week, 2 weeks before. That's when I started to feel it, because I thought, right, I'm with the rest of the team and the coach and the captain and whatever. And you go to the club and you're practicing. That's when it all sort of hit home for me. I started feeling the butterflies then.
Yeah, I enjoyed that part of it, kind of gelling with the team and getting to go different places and hang out and stuff like that beforehand. It's cool instead of just rocking up there and okay, we'll go to the pool room for 2 days and that'll be it. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
the bonding with the team's massive. But like you said, when you're in the pool room and they're doing drills and you're so this is what we're gonna do leading up, and you're oh god, it's 2 days away, and then you start panicking. Yeah, people don't understand the pressure. It's just it's crazy.
It's in. Look at that.
He's played a good shot there.
Yeah, very good bank shot there.
He's played like a two-way shot though. You know, if he misses the two, he's going to have a good cue ball at least. That's why you can see he's got no position in the three. That was more of a safety shot than the attempt to really go for it, I think.
Yeah, as this match goes along, I want to just talk about the break shot a little bit, because I noticed you made the one ball in the side there. It looked more like a bit of a head-on break. So
yeah, I moved my cue ball in. I was in the practice room practicing, and I noticed that just where the 7 ball is now, breaking with my hand on the table
yeah.
The end of the one was going straight in the side by just popping the cue ball dead in the middle of the table, like no spin, no nothing, just hit it flat. And he just did the same thing. If you've seen what his break did there, he hit it kind of similar on the one ball in the side pocket.
So Jay, to the complete novice who might be watching, you're trying to pop this red 3 in the corner, yeah?
Yeah, trying to pop the red 3 in the corner. It's weird on that table though when you jump. It's very strange.
Try and explain to the novice, someone who, you know.
I feel like when you jump on a normal table, where the ball kind of just like gets up and over and that's it. But on this table, I think because of the slide and the way the balls react, when you jump, it doesn't quite like get up in time, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, maybe it skids a little longer.
Yeah, it skids a lot. And then when you get like a shot when the ball lands on the other ball, I feel like it kind of like does a weird couple of things. It definitely doesn't jump the same like long shots. You see a lot the last 2 years, a lot of people jump the cue ball off the table.
Yeah.
And at the World Cup of Pool too, that was happening a lot. So
I remember this shot. This was a real nice shot because, you know, it's obviously, you know, it's a 9-foot table and this is as full length as, you know, as it gets. So there's a lot of distance and you're queuing right down here. You played this so effortlessly.
Yeah, actually, I was surprised the cue ball got way past the side like that.
Yeah, and also I think, you know, we hear it a lot, don't we? Oh, the pockets are generous on a pool table, you know, but that's the game we play. But I noticed it was, you know, sometimes you can pot a ball, can't you, where you've cued it bad and it might fall in the pocket and you think, oh, I didn't cue that great, but that looked like you hit it so sweet.
Yeah, and the way you hit that ball with that little bit of draw, the pocket usually takes it. When you stun it, you might got more chance of missing it like that.
So that combo there.
Like that shot there, I was thinking to myself that if I would draw that ball, like a little bit of a screw, I'm going to have no shot on the 4, you know what I mean? I had to play that way.
And do you know what I noticed then? From the overhead camera, it looked like quite an easy combo, but when that camera changed to the angle, you could see it was actually more offset than it first, you know.
It looked, when I seen it, when I first walked around and I seen it, I thought, oh, it looks a little bit different. And then I said to myself when I got there, this is a big angle on this, you know. That's why I thought about maybe playing safe, but I had to go for it there. There's not much safety involved.
Would you always attack that combo, do you think?
Yeah, because it's such a short race, and they're right in that position. I'm thinking to myself, where's the best spot I can get behind the ball? You know what I mean? I was just off angle. I maybe could flip off it and send it over, but he's going to have a shot, at least a jump shot close, or he's going to have an easy kick. And if I make that, I'm 2-0 up, and it was his break, and then I'm breaking, you know. So I'm thinking, what's the worst thing that can happen? It's my break next anyway. That's how I kind of looked at that shot. I thought, if I win this game, it was on his break. You know, so...
Yeah, I know what you mean, yeah. It's one of them, you know, you miss it and everyone, oh, maybe you should have played safe, but...
When I've looked at that match back a few times and I was genuinely looking at it and I'm saying, well, do I play safe? You know what I mean? It was like, the balls were like right there. I couldn't really go down the table with it much.
On a TV table.
He played a pretty good shot there to get on the 9. I'm not saying it was the hardest shot in the world, but you know, when it's like I say, when it's slick cloth and everything, you can easy get the pace wrong.
That shot there was a good shot, but if you're not feeling it and you think like the cue ball's going to slide away from you, a lot of people would have went 3 cushions there and come around. You know, like stunned it, like a snooker shot.
Yeah, there we see Johan, the traitor.
So I'm breaking from right. I changed sides.
Some coaching there.
On the next break.
Yeah, just because the way she was racking.
They paired up
What's Marcus saying there? Gives a rough idea.
He's just saying how you feeling and like you know, stay confident and you know, just stick with the plan. And I'm like, okay, I actually get those pretty good.
Yeah, that's the angle there where you can see it's not, you know, dead. And I think that this year is where Rasson made the shelf deeper as well. You could see from the next time we get our overhead angle, we'll try and mention that so you can see the, you know, the slate fall goes a lot deeper in the pocket.
Tricky combination has to be.
I didn't know what I was thinking now when I potted the one. Yeah, I potted the one and I'm like, right, just leave yourself a shot on the 3. But look how far I over. I tried to get it maybe about 2 or 3 inches before that. You know what I mean? So I could just roll it in straight and leave the cue ball right there. But I was feeling it. I was like feeling the pressure as well.
Comes down, it boils down to the unforced errors.
Yeah, and obviously, you know, Europe are 3-2 down, so you know it's a massive point, isn't it? At the end of the day, 9-ball nearly goes in there.
I've been picked for the fans' choice. I got beat 5-0 last night. I had a lot of stuff, you know, going on in my mind, thinking just, you know, trying to just stay steady. And this was a good shot on the 4-ball.
It didn't move after the first impact, but the back ball came back from the short rail and bumped at 9 in the direction of the side pocket. Interesting little route here for Shaw. Wow.
Yeah, it was super thin, wasn't it?
Yeah, I didn't think because of the table, the way it slides, I thought I might hit under the 5.
No intention whatsoever.
I didn't think it would slide too much like that, but it turned out pretty good.
To hit this crisp. Made it, but collided with the 6.
Yeah, that was real thin.
Yeah, really thin. 3-ball was a good shot though.
3-ball, yeah, was a good shot. I actually didn't think the cue ball was going to come off and hit the 6 like that. I thought it was going to come past it on the bottom side, but I hit it real.
Yeah, come below it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, this is the type of shot that I always made a mess of, to be fair, really thin.
Yeah, because the table slides so much, so you're not used to that slide on a regular basis, you know what I mean? It's like...
Well, you've got to be able to see it first. Obviously, that's why we call you the Eagle Eye.
Yeah, true, but you know what I mean? Like, you play tournaments all year, the cloths are not like that. There's no other condition like that, except from Matchroom events.
Yeah, you can see there with that replay how thin it was.
And when you pot a ball like that, you deserve a little bit of positional luck, which Shaw had. And now, surely he's about to regain the lead.
Yeah, always gives a lot of confidence, losing position and then recovering.
Two racks won by Jayson Shaw, and both of them by the break and run out route. Shaw leads Van Boening 2-1, and he's loving this Mosconi Cup moment. One delicate, one thin. How about that from Jayson Shaw?
Yeah, beautiful cut shot to stay in control in the third rack. So 3 break and runs, 2-1 the score over Van Boening.
Yes, 5 matches this evening for you. It's day 2. Next up, Niels Fine and Alexander Kazakis against Woodward and Van Boening. Then it's Aushin and Jewell in the singles. Shaw and Kachi against Thorpe and Steyer, and then Billy Thorpe stays on the table to take on the current WPA world number 1, Plenty Kachi.
Now to add some poise I had a quick chat with Johan Ruysink, and he said that Europe tonight has the lineup they should have had yesterday, pairing the rookies with more seasoned players. The ball did go down. And he has a path to the 1 ball. This should be 2-all. But then again, don't underestimate how difficult it is, how tricky it can be to get from the 1 to the 2 with that 1 ball so close.
But you know, the table at some stage always breaks good, but there's always matches where, you know, you watch it and you're like, is that the same rack? Like,
I always feel like these layouts now, what Shane's got, these in the Mosconi Cup, in the short race, these are, you must clear the table. There's no...
Look at that. How lucky is that?
I know, but I just think these are just, these frame, you know, these racks, they have to be cleared up in the Mosconi.
Oh yeah, like if you're not running out here, then there's like that would have went in a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, like you said, these ones are massive where they're absolutely hangers in practice. Like you would make that a million in practice.
Yeah, and because it's obviously rated to 5.
In practice there, you're never going anywhere near that corner pocket in practice. You just draw that back perfect like every time. But there it's like you're just under so much pressure, it's crazy.
Yeah, and he doesn't do much for his confidence, you know, when you nearly scratch.
Yeah, especially when you've got like an easy layout on the table. Like this layout here is like so easy. Yeah, you can tell he's under pressure though. You can see it in his face.
Yeah, even though obviously, you know, he won 5-0 against you the night before, but
yeah, he's still feeling it because he's thinking, well, even though I won 5-0 last night, and he's probably looked back at the match and thought, well, he didn't really do that much wrong. I mean, he broke dry twice.
Yeah, he had a result there really that the 3 ball fell in. I mean, I'm not saying he's not going to get from the 3 to the 4, but
yeah, of course, that's a big bonus, that ball going in, because now he's straight up and down the table and he doesn't have to go back up and down again.
Yeah, you can imagine if that 3 ball's right in the pocket, it can be a bit funky, can't it?
Yeah, because when you try and play it and come out there, the cue ball follows on itself on that table. And it kind of just tops and stays there. It doesn't like come back down. That table, when you've got shots on there, people who never play on tables like that would absolutely like have no clue where the cue ball is going or how it's going to react. Yeah, so he knows there. He's like thinking to himself, "Oh, I got lucky there." He's like, "Can't believe it, nearly scratched."
So your first Mosconi, when you play that, you know, the very first, you know, your first visit to the table.
Yeah.
How long do you think it was until you was, you know, pretty confident with the table? Was you okay straight away, or was it a Mosconi? Was it matches?
The practice table plays so different. So then when you go out there, you got like a little pinchy shot with a little bit of spin, and you have to like just spin it in and come round off a couple.
Yeah.
You're thinking, oh my god, do I like overspin it or am I like? It's just nobody will understand unless you've played on that material. It's just insane how much it slides and how slick it is. That's why the pockets play so big. That's exactly why the pockets play big. I'm not saying they're tight, but half of the balls that go in are from how slick the cloth is and how slick the balls are and the heat of the lights. It's just, there's a lot of different things.
Who will team up with Van Boening in the doubles match after this one?
So it's 2-2. So you can have a look at the break, and the 1 ball's on the spot, isn't it? In 2018.
2018, yeah, the 1 ball was on the spot. Yeah, this is when the pockets were bigger this year, I think, right?
I don't know. I thought
No, yeah, right. We won. We see the 1 ball again now. Yeah, we 2017.
Yeah, so you've made the 1 ball again in the side there.
Yeah, the pockets definitely are bigger there. You can see the cut. The slate's not as deep on this as it has been. last year was crazy.
Cutting the paint off the ball again.
So you're intending to make the one in the side, right?
Not
Yeah, that's what I was playing, because the wing ball wasn't going in a lot for us.
Darts where if he can win against the break.
Pretty good safety there. They can always be a bit nasty, can't they? That type of
Yeah,
shot.
I was scared of knocking it out a little bit too much and leaving him like a kick from the back. But he can still see this, I think, and he doesn't play a good shot here, I don't believe.
So what's he trying to do? Run the cue ball down table, sort of behind the 9?
Yeah,
or?
I think he tries to get the 2 ball behind the 6 and leave the cue ball down there, but he ends up butchering it and like hitting the 7 or something. I can't even remember. I'm sure it hits the 6 and leaves me a long shot up the rail.
Oh, okay.
Oh yeah, he didn't play good.
Yeah, I think he was maybe trying to get the 2 ball to come a bit further away. And
yeah, I would have, me playing that shot, I would have been playing that shot to try and come out and maybe just bump the 6 very slowly and get the white down to where my hand is now.
yeah, and just I mean, at this level, it's brutal safety. I think at 9 ball, it's not easy to play, good safeties rack after rack, isn't it? And then one bad safety like that, and it costs you the rack, doesn't it? It's just over.
Yeah, and then you're just sitting there, and it's like the first game, then he breaks and runs, and then you come up dry, and it's 3-0, and you're like thinking about the first game. You're like, I snookered him, and he kicked it and made it. Like, there's so many matches like that.
Overall, what would you say your record's like against Shane in not Mosconi's, but in everything? How many times roughly have you played each other?
Very good, I'd say.
Yeah, good.
You ask him, he'll tell you yourself, we play in tournaments, I'm favourite to beat him. And he'll even tell you that. He says, you're a better tournament player than I am now. He says, I'm a better money player than you. And that's what he says to me. And I says to him, what do you mean you're a better money player than me because we played it? And he goes, no, just in general, that's how it is. He goes, like, every time we play in tournaments now, you seem to always beat me more than I beat you. He said, but we played a couple of times for, like, money and I beat you, so... He's like, I'm the king of 10 ball and all that. And I'm like, oh, you...
The lead in this first match of day 2 for the 3rd time.
There you see, bullying the crowd up.
That was a good shot there on that ball.
3-2.
What, the 9 ball?
Yeah, the shot on 8 before, it's so easy to overhit that ball, maybe because of the slide of the table, or these are thinking I'm mad, these two behind me. They're like, this guy's in my team. He's winning 3-2 and he's dancing about.
Well,
yeah, like I said, this match was massive. It's like, what time is it in the morning? Like 11 o'clock it starts moving?
Yeah, 11, yeah.
Yeah, so we've been up since like 7:30 in the morning having breakfast, and also how much of a been like up for like 4 hours waiting for that match.
Yeah, Shane just always he just even when he's playing, even if he wins, he just always looks, he gives that impression that he's under it.
Yeah,
like he's not enjoying it.
Yeah, his face is always like, I don't know if it's just me or, but when he seems to like be struggling a lot, he gets really red in the face, which I've noticed a lot.
Yeah, he's definitely different when when we've seen him in singles events and obviously events that he's won as well. He just seems a different player.
You see his face here, he's not himself there usually. He's like relaxed, sat back in his chair, Now he's sitting up and he's thinking, oh my God, man. It's like, it's just, there's so many different, it's amazing what a day can make, especially in the Mosconi Cup.
So let's have a look at his break. Obviously one on the spot, as we've said.
See, the one just missed there, but still went in the side.
Yeah, he was fortunate there. These are tricky little shots, though. Especially where the 4 ball is as well.
I think I remember right. He makes this ball and then tries to play safe. Or, yeah, I think he makes this one. Play safe off the 4.
defense. Using all those balls. But has left a window between 7 and 8. Shaw sees that 2-ball.
Well, that was a rather wide barrier to hide behind, and he's got.
Yeah, so key thing here is make sure you pot your 2 and try and get the. Well, he's played safe, so that just tells you he didn't. He didn't see any value, and he's left a gap for you there.
Yeah, I was surprised he didn't just play that and come across twice and then play safe off the 4.
Or he could, if he'd have got sort of middle of the table, he could have maybe even banked the 4.
Yeah, true.
I think that tells a little story that he's just not. Even though he's beat you the night before, and USA are 3-2 up in the match, just don't quite fancy. He played a nice shot there, ducking behind the balls.
I got unlucky there though, because if that sticks to the 4-ball, he's done. But it just kind of kicked enough where it left him a little window where he could get through the 9 and the 4 to still. I think he did jump it here.
Yeah, you mean if you've jammed on that 4-ball, he can't
he's
jump
done. I've got
over
ball
the
in
board.
hand. I've got ball in hand basically. If you can't jump this, like if that just welds to the 4 and doesn't come off it, like he got no shot.
But I mean, you sat there thinking that, but when you're watching this now, you actually think, well, this is.
Yeah, still tough.
Yeah, you don't fancy him getting saved here, even because you can see the cue ball's going to pop out.
Yeah, he's got to jump it, mass 8 into the rail.
Yeah. Left you a little tricky pot here.
Yeah, he still a good hit though. Like we said before, that ball stops like a hair before the 4. He's got 0 jump. His kick shot's he's got no kick shot because he has to go a minimum of 4 rails to get it.
So you've had a look. The 4-ball goes if you get the cue ball down the bottom end of the table. So this is just focus on the pot.
Yeah, this is 100% on the pot. Get cue ball down the bottom. No matter even if I land on the bottom rail, I'm not going to just make the ball.
Yeah, and it's a big rack as well.
So instinctive.
Yeah.
To get on the hill.
Born to knock them in.
Yeah, it's just nice to know that hopefully if it happens again, I'm like I'm like in the team already. So I just hope that everything goes smooth and it will happen. And the best thing that could happen is having fans there. But if not, then you just got to ride with it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it will be a weird scenario to think, you're not playing a Mosconi in, a packed house if that does happen.
Yeah, and just going there and waiting in the back room and practicing, knowing you're coming out to 0 people. It'll just be because usually when you're standing in the back room, you're thinking to yourself, can you do that? You hear the stairs getting smashed with people's feet cheering.
Here at the Ali Pally, fought up on Shane van Boening, 1 rack away from redemption.
Lazy Shane.
Playing a great set, great opening match.
He's got the white towel on, ready to hand the white towel.
Redeem himself, redeem
themselves. He knows it's nearly the end.
And the music is from Status
Quo. Talk about the long queue you use, to people who play the game. Tell everyone why you use how long is it for a start?
64 inches.
So standard queue's 58. So if somebody went to buy a queue, it'd be about 58 inches, wouldn't it?
Yeah, 57 sometimes.
So you're using a 64. How long have you played with that length of queue?
Since the very first Derby City Bigfoot tournament, so 2016.
And what made you try it out? Because I know Earl's sort of, he may have started it or whatever.
Well, he did start it, but then I got that middle piece that goes in between the shaft and the butt. In the middle of the queue, I think Imran was using the same thing. But then I thought to myself, not too good. Then the Derby City Bigfoot was coming up and I played in it the first time and I didn't do too good. And then the next year I went back, I said to myself, I'm going to try that extension before and practice with it. So I practiced with it, and then I went to the Derby and I won the Bigfoot. And then I was playing in the Banks tournament, and I said, "Oh, take this off and go back to the match." And I went to play Banks, and I was like, I felt like the queue was just so short and it had no power in it, and I thought, this is weird. I thought, I can't play in one pocket in Banks with this on the queue, so I thought, I'll stick it on, see what happens. And I stuck it on, and started smashing in Banks everywhere, and I thought, oh, maybe I'm onto something here. And then started using it consistently and started winning a lot of events. So for me, I think it keeps your long potting a little bit better, as the cue doesn't throw as much because it's got more weight to it.
Okay.
So it keeps its line better. And
so is it heavy or?
Yeah, it's heavier. It's definitely heavy. That was a bad rack there. That was a terrible rack.
Yeah, but it's turned out pretty sporty, to be fair.
Yeah, it turned out pretty good because I was happy the wing ball went straight in like a bullet.
Key shot is making sure you don't land short on the 3, isn't it?
Well, to be honest with you do well not to land short on the 3. You know, you're just thinking, come back up past the middle pocket, even that much. It doesn't matter. The 4 goes past the 9 in any corner. So now I'm thinking to myself, even if I land where the cue ball is right now after this shot, you know, it's not the worst thing. Just don't underhit it like you say, because it's so easy just to pull out the shot, and you end up landing in the 50-yard line.
Not a lot of angle, but he doesn't mind distance. Just get away from the rail.
There you see, celebrating already. You know, it's. I mean, do you think you'll always celebrate like that?
Mate, if I'm playing him, yeah.
Nobody else, no.
You know, because listen, he's like that, you know, and that like really hurts him a lot, and I know it does. When he loses matches like this, he's like, you know, he dwells on it. I know he does.
Yeah, even though he's played the odd iffy little safety shot, but you know he's not done a great deal wrong, has he?
No. So he knows he beat me 5-0 last night and gave it the big game. So he knows it's his turn, but he knows when it's coming back. When he does that, it's easy to get it 10 times worse than
Jayson Shaw.
You know what I mean?
Boing, boing.
And there you see Eagle going mental.
You'll see after when he comes to shake my hand, he's still smart. You'll see it. He knows straight up.
By 5 racks to 2, and because of that, Europe are elated.
What about the episode of standing in the King's chair after the match?
Well, watch his little smirk here, alright? Watch. But he knows.
First time he smiled when he lost.
Yeah, you know, so. Yeah, like that bell was more to do with like stuff from the night before, you know. It's obviously, I don't like going on my phone anymore just because of that stuff, and you see stuff and you're like, you know, it sometimes it drives you, but it's good not to see that stuff during, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
it's good to stay away from social media when you're playing in the Mosconi Cup, because it's so easy for somebody to say something, you take it the wrong way, you know what I mean? And then you're thinking, oh man, everybody thinks I'm doing this, or I might not be playing well, or you know, so that's why I feel it's important not to be involved in, like, just for those 4 days, you know, it could be on your phone as much as you want, or social media as much as you want. It's okay to go on and promote the event, but when you start going on there and going through all the comments and
people
you've did it yourself, you know that.
Yeah, people on social media will, you know, say good and bad. I think you've got, you know, when you're playing in a sport and you're in the public eye, you've got to, you know, have a strong personality and just, you know, it is what it is, isn't it? At the end of the day.
Yeah, that's it. You just got to get on with it. Even if, like, you know, I looked at some of those things, and for me, it doesn't bother me. You know what I mean? I just use it as motivation. I just put it into trying to motivate me to play better if people are saying bad things, and then just stick it to them, you know what I mean? And that's exactly what like celebration was there, because most of the stick I was getting was from that corner, all their like girlfriends and like, you know, it was more, you know, people that I know.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
So that was more for them instead of being for like all those fans. That was for more people that were giving me stick for getting drilled 5-0 from the night before. Meanwhile, I've not really done that much wrong, but that's the Mosconi Cup.
Yeah, that's just it. It's pantomime. Listen, Jay, it's been a pleasure to watch, you know, your favourite match from the 2018 Mosconi Cup, and you know, let's hope we have more of that, you know, this year at Ali Pali and get that cup back. Thanks to everyone who's going to watch this, and check out more stuff coming out on Matchroom Pool on all social media platforms. There's going to be a lot of this cool stuff